I've had it actually sitting on my desk, and it's like click. It's like no one anywhere near it. It just takes its own pictures. For when it's in storage and you're not using it,
yeah,
there's a little tab underneath the handle there, so you can keep the fridge door open to allow air to circulate. Okay. That just sticks underneath the handle. No, powers it off.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Cooker next. You got 12-volt system to light it.
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah. So press the button. So you just turn and press that. Hold until it stays lit. You have also got a safety device on the lid. Okay, so that will shut it off. Okay, if you're trying to light it and it's not lighting, it may be that that is not fully back. Right. So just check that, make sure that's fully back, because obviously that will cut the gas off. Okay. When using the grill, obviously always keep the door open while you're using it. That fires your grill up. Is that the same as your ring? Grill pan, the handle is sitting inside there. Obviously you won't want to cook it when it's still in there. Oven. Fires your oven up as well. Okay. Inside here, on this wall here, if you can see that, individual gas appliance taps. Okay, you don't need to switch them on or off. Okay, the main one is to switch it off on top of the gas bottle itself. The reason why I'm showing you that is, it comes in for service, and obviously they test the individual appliances. They may switch them off. So when you get it back from service and you're trying to light the cooker, it's not lighting. Just check them there. They may have left them switched off. There's a little info note there, just to tell you what the colour code is, which ones are attached to. Okay. Right.
Is it just one electric ring on the cooker?
Yeah, just one. That's
electric,
it. That's all the electric is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Microwave. Don't travel with glass plate in, because if that does come out and drops onto there, whatever, it's going to be very expensive to obviously replace these things.
Right.
So make sure you don't travel with that there. Just put it on the. Excuse me. Put it on the bed for now. Right, you've got obviously start button that goes up in 30-second increments and it automatically starts. Or you've also got power button. You've got to turn that, and that gives you like the seconds, so a more accurate one. Okay, obviously there is all the different ones there to press, but obviously it's in your booklet.
Yeah.
If you need to know what that is. Okay. Bathroom next. Yep. Obviously, we talked about the toilet before. To flush it, is that button there. Okay. The only time you know when the flush tank's empty is when obviously there's nothing coming out. Okay. The only time you know the flush tank's full is when you can see it for the hole when you're filling it up. Okay. So there's no level on the flush tank. The only level you've got, I don't think you can see that little icon there.
Yeah.
That's to show you that your waste tank's full. So I was saying about that float that was inside, if you dislodge that and it disappears down the toilet,
yeah, that
will then not indicate if it's full or not. Okay? So that will light up when your waste tank's more or less full. You will see it. You will actually see it for the hole in the toilet anyway, but there is an indicator there. That is what you call the wastegate. So I was talking about that before. That lever is to open it. Okay? That has to be shut. You know, we were talking about getting the waste container out. Yeah. That needs to be in that position there. If it's open, we're talking about it being open. That's open. The cassette won't want to come out. So always make sure it's shut. Okay. And obviously that will spin for easy access. Light switches. Your bathroom is there. You've got a shower. Got a control on top of your shower, so you only use so much water as well. So obviously, if you're using just an aqua, if you do use your shower, most people tend to use on-site showers, which are usually better anyway. But you can use quite a bit of water, obviously, if you're using a shower, and one aqua roll doesn't last long. Right. So what you can do is, obviously, you can control it by using that. That's in the. So I don't want to get wet with it. So obviously that's on. Twist it round. Okay.
Right.
So you can then control it. So the amount of you'll limit the amount of water you're using. Okay. Right. So I think that's most things now. Let's just. Which is obviously test to press the button. If you do set it off accidentally, you can just press the button again and it will silence it. Okay.
Yep.
I think that's it.
Yeah, it's all gone in perfectly. I know it all off by heart.
I bet
I could do this myself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'll take the camera back up. I won't put that on YouTube, you'll know what I
So
do.
the gas canister that's in there, that's already connected
Yes.
up.
Yeah, well, whatever I've been firing up on gas now, that is
Yeah.
what's operating off
So
that.
do you leave it connected up in store when it's
Yeah,
installed?
always leave it connected up, but always turn it off.
Right.
Always turn it off when you're not
Remember
using it.
that,
So if
when to
you're,
turn it off.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
certainly.
it's
Yeah.
just a little, yeah, there's a little wheel on the top. Just turn that off. Make sure when you're travelling, always make sure you turn it off as well. Okay. Right, happy with that?
I think we'll be watching the
I know,
video over
I know,
and over
I know.
again.
There's so much information.
What was it, the one you said, if you're using the gas, you've got to make sure that vent's off at the back, was it?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
for your water heater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the
that's
cover-
if
the
you're
cover off the
using
vent.
the gas, you
Yeah.
need to make sure
If you're
that's
using an
off.
electric water heater, you don't need it.
Right.
You need to take that off. But if you've left it on and you're trying to light the gas, it just won't let you light
Right.
it.
Okay.
So it just shuts it off. Okay, so there's no danger of anything happening if you think you've switched it on and left it on. Okay.
Right.
Right.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah. Good. Right. Keys, big keys, door. Okay, so we got one and a spare.
Right.
Little keys, lockers. So like the gas locker, the little side lockers. And then one's there.
Okay.
Okay. Alarm fob. Torch at the end. Second button down is your alarm. So to set it, one beeps on, two beeps off.
Right.
Okay, so just press it once, two's off. Okay. There is another button on here which doesn't apply to this one. It's the top of the range one, which is an awning light button. But obviously, it does all different marks, so that one doesn't actually apply to this one. It's also got a program button. With this one, it's for the alarm. It's actually got a PIR sensor. It should be down there somewhere, on the usually around floor level.
I think is that the
That's it there.
Yeah.
So that's your PIR sensor. So obviously that's picking up anybody who's moving inside. It's also got a tilt sensor. So what that does is if someone's trying to wind it up to get it up onto their tow ball, obviously as it tilts, it obviously sets the alarm off. Obviously, as long as it's set.
okay?
Okay, that's that. Right, this is your handover sheet. The engineer didn't do that. Okay. Right, so first things first is to put the motor mover onto the wheel. Okay, it's important that you start low at the front end. Okay. And what happens? You turn it all the way back onto the wheel. That's it. Okay. See, there's an indicator there. You can just about see that yellow one there. So that's in the green. If it's not fully on, it will spring back.
Right.
Okay. So we got the motor mover on the wheel now. That's actually holding it in position like a handbrake. So obviously now we can actually take the handbrake off. And also what we do also is wind the legs up. Right, someone let me drill. Someone's let me drill, I think.
Oh, was it?
Thieving someone's.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is how long it takes to do it by hand. Sit squat or when it's a hot day or it's falling down.
Yeah.
Obviously, always make sure that you've got at least one leg down at the back if you're going to get in the caravan as well. If you've got stand in the back and there's no legs,
Right.
you're tipping up and looking at the stars. So if you've got at least one leg down, at least it won't tip up. Or one leg at the back. Actually. Right, now, hopefully we can Right, so now we've got motor mover on. We've got the recording again then.
Yep.
Right. Motor mover on. It's obviously on the wheel. It's actually acting like a brake on the wheel. So we can take the brake off. Okay, so we just push that down. Another thing you've got to be aware of, when you're travelling, this bracket here fits up inside that slot there. Okay? So make sure that you've got a decent distance. You'll below that. So it allows the wheel to spin round when you're trying to turn it. If you don't, if it's locked in there, the wheel will not turn, it will just scrape along the ground,
Right.
obviously not allowing it to turn. Okay, the next thing is your isolated key for your motor mover. So turn that on. Okay, now we can turn the handset on. So we press both green buttons together at the same time. Okay, both at the same time, on, off. So it does a countdown, just checks the system. Once it comes to solid green, gives a quick flash, tells you it's ready to go. Okay, obviously you've got the shape of your caravan, pointy bit is the front end. Front, or forward even, backwards. These 4 corners are turning buttons. You can see that's got a slight curve on it. So what it's actually doing is if I press that button, it'll go nose left. Press that button, it goes nose right. You can press opposite buttons and it'll do a more or less pivot on itself. Okay. The orange button doesn't do anything with this one because this is a manual one. Okay, that is for the automatic ones. Okay, if you hit that accidentally, it can sometimes shut down the system. So all you need to do, if that does happen, it's not working, take the key out, give it a few seconds, put the key back in, it should reset.
What's the difference between an automatic and a manual one?
Well, the manual one, you use your spanner to get it on.
Right.
The automatic, it does it for you.
Right, got
Just
you.
a little electric motor that pushes it onto the wheel. Okay? So in theory now, this should work. Okay? So also you've got speed settings on there as well. You imagine like the old VCRs, the old video recorders, fast forward. Okay? It will automatically, when you switch it on, it will automatically go to the fastest setting, which obviously is not quite Formula 1, but... And then you've got different speed settings, so that's all the way to the left is the slower setting, all the way to the right is the faster setting. Okay?
Yep.
And all you do, that's on the fast setting. All depends on obviously your condition of your battery. Obviously, so you've got to be aware that if you are going to move it, make sure your battery's fully charged, otherwise you're not going to go very far with it.
Battery,
yeah, that's that laser battery there, yeah. So if you can plug it in prior to going away, at least you know that your battery's going to be charged. Good thing about your handset, you can walk around the van as you're moving it. So if you're close to a wall or close to something, you can keep a close eye on that so you don't hit anything. Okay, another important thing, as you can see how low the locker is sitting.
Yeah.
So if it's okay if you're running across something flat like this, but if you've got a bit of a curb to go over or whatever, if you're taking it home or manoeuvre it around, make sure that's shut. Okay, because if it does come into contact with anything, it's likely it could rip it off. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you want to have a go with that?
Dash, sure.
Yeah?
You're going to go...
You don't need to video it, do you?
Yeah. Okay, recording, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, once we've got it onto the pitch, first thing you need to do, handbrake on. Okay, because if we take that motor mover off first, obviously there's nothing holding then. If you're on a bit of a slope, caravan's going to start disappearing whichever angle you're on. And if it's near to your car, you don't want that rolling back towards your car.
No.
So handbrake on first, then you get your mover off the wheel then. That's it. Okay, so mover. That off? That's off. Okay, the reason obviously I still had the spanner on there. The reason why I left that on is because if you imagine you just use the motor mover to get up onto your car, so onto your tow ball. If you drive off with that motor mover still on your tyre, there's obviously damage to tyres and damage to the gearbox on your motor mover. Okay?
Right.
The reason why I leave that on, so it's an indication to show that your motor mover's on. Okay, so if before you move off in your car, just you have a walk round, obviously make sure things like windows are shut, whatever. You can see your spanners on there. You know you're going to have to take it off, so you're not going to drive down the road with the motor mover still on, causing damage. Okay.
Right. Okay. And you say there's a wrench or something?
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuart's got it.
Okay.
Always got to get it from the shop. Okay. Let's see. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Obviously, the other thing is that key. You've got to switch that key off as well. Okay, so you bring key here as well. Make sure you turn that off once you're finished with it as well. Okay?
Okay.
You can leave it in there if you want to, or you can leave it inside with your handset. It's obviously up to you. Okay? Obviously, there again, you're not going to be moving it after, so it's probably better keeping it safe with the handset rather than leaving it in there. Okay?
Yep.
Right, happy?
I think so.
Happy?
Yeah.
I haven't bombarded you too much with too much information. You're not sure what's going on. It's one of them things.